If you are a singer and you drink tea to protect your voice, you might actually be making it worse. Most singers I talk to have no idea that the wrong herbs, at the wrong time, can coat your vocal cords, dehydrate your throat, or trigger inflammation right before a performance. I am going to show you exactly what is happening inside your throat, and the simple switch that protects your voice for life. Here is what most singers are doing before a show or a recording session. They are drinking generic throat coat teas from the grocery store, eating honey by the spoonful, maybe gargling with salt water, crossing their fingers, and when their voice still cracks or goes raspy or just does not feel right, they assume they are just tired. Or getting sick, or that it is just one of those days. But here is the truth that no one is talking about. Most of those voice care rituals are not based on any real understanding of vocal anatomy. Some of them are actively making things worse. Mucus-forming dairy, throat-coating licorice taken right before a performance, dehydrating caffeine. These are not myths. These are real physiological effects that singers are ignoring every single day. The worst part? The damage builds up quietly. You do not notice it until you are hoarse in the middle of a tour, losing your high notes, or, in the most serious cases, looking at vocal nodules. I have spoken to hundreds of singers who came to me frustrated, doing everything right on the surface, warming up properly, resting their voice, staying hydrated, but still struggling, still inconsistent, still waking up before a performance and wondering if today was going to be a good voice day or a bad one. That is not bad luck. That is a knowledge gap, and today we are going to close it. My name is your name, and I am a certified tea sommelier. That means I have spent years studying the chemistry, the botany, and the therapeutic properties of tea and botanicals at a professional level. Not just casually reading articles online, actual deep study of how specific plant compounds interact with the human body. But I did not get into vocal health from the tea world. I got into tea because of the vocal world. I kept seeing the same pattern over and over again. Singers pouring random herbs into hot water and hoping for the best. No one was approaching this from a botanical science perspective. No one was asking, what does this specific herb actually do to the mucous membranes? What is the mechanism? What is the right dosage? What is the timing? So I started researching. I got my sommelier certification. I spent 2 years talking to vocal coaches, ENT specialists, and professional singers across different genres. And what I found completely changed how I think about vocal care, and eventually led me to create something new. But before I get to that, I want to give you the most important thing first, the knowledge. Because whether you ever use my product or not, you deserve to understand what is actually going on with your voice. Let us talk about the specific herbs that matter most for vocal health, what they actually do, and the mistakes people make when using them. Slippery elm is one of the most talked about herbs in the vocal world, and for good reason. It contains something called mucilage, a gel-like substance that coats and soothes irritated mucous membranes, not just in your throat, but all the way down your esophagus. Here is where most singers get it wrong: timing and temperature. Slippery elm needs to be brewed at a lower temperature, around 160 degrees Fahrenheit, and consumed 30 to 45 minutes before performance, not right before. Too close, and it can actually muffle your resonance. You want the soothing effect, but you do not want a thick coating on your cords when you are about to sing. Now this one surprises people. Licorice root is anti-inflammatory and can reduce swelling in the vocal tract. That sounds great, right? And it is, but it is also a powerful mucosal stimulant. Use it wrong, especially in large quantities, and you end up with excess mucus right when you need to sing clean. That is the last thing you want standing at a microphone. In small, precise amounts, combined with the right supporting herbs, licorice root is phenomenal. That is why dosage and ratio matter more than the ingredient itself. The herb is not the problem, the proportion is. Almost every singer I have met uses ginger, and it is genuinely powerful. It is one of the best anti-inflammatory herbs on the planet, but raw ginger in high quantities can be too astringent before a performance. It can dry out the throat slightly. The trick is a small, precise dose, enough for the anti-inflammatory benefit without the drying effect. More is not always better. In botanical medicine, precision is everything. This is the herb most singers have never heard of, and it is one of the most underrated for vocal health. Marshmallow root, not the candy, the actual plant, is incredibly rich in mucilage, even more so than slippery elm. It is a cold water extract herb, which means it actually works better brewed in cold or room temperature water than hot. Most people brew it wrong and wonder why it is not doing anything. When prepared correctly, it creates a deeply soothing, protective coating for the entire throat. Now here is the bigger picture. Here is the issue with 90% of commercial singer teas on the market today. They throw in a handful of beneficial herbs and call it a vocal blend. But they are not thinking about ratios. They are not thinking about timing protocols. They are not thinking about how these herbs interact with each other. A great vocal blend is like a great recipe. The individual ingredients matter, but it is the proportions and the process that make it extraordinary or mediocre. Most products are throwing darts in the dark and hoping one lands. After 2 years of research, blending, testing, reformulating, getting feedback from singers, going back to the drawing board, I realized something. There was not a single product on the market that approached vocal health the way a tea sommelier would, with real botanical knowledge, with intentional thinking about ratios and timing, with actual input from the people using it every day. So I created one. Vocal Leaf was built from the ground up to solve the specific problems singers face: inflammation from overuse, dryness from performance conditions, air conditioning, travel. The inconsistency of showing up to a gig and not knowing what version of your voice is going to show up with you. Every ingredient in Vocal Leaf is chosen for a specific purpose. Every ratio is intentional. Every protocol we recommend is based on timing that works with your vocal anatomy, not against it. We tested it with singers across genres: classical, pop, musical theater, R&B. We went through over a dozen formulations before landing on the one we use today, because I refused to release something that was just marginally better than what was already out there. I wanted it to be genuinely different. I did not create Vocal Leaf to compete with a grocery store tea. I created it because singers deserve something that was actually designed for them, something backed by real knowledge. Something that was built with the same level of care and intentionality that great singers bring to their craft. Your voice is your instrument, and it deserves to be treated like one. Now, if you have been watching this and thinking that you need to completely rethink your vocal care routine, I want to make that easy for you. I put together a free vocal care guide. It covers the exact pre-show ritual I personally recommend, the ingredients to avoid and exactly why, the timing protocol for maximum vocal protection, and a simple daily routine you can start tonight. It is completely free. No catch, I want you to have this information because I genuinely believe it will change how you take care of your voice. You can download it at the link in the description below this video. Go grab it now while you are thinking about it. And if this video helped you today, share it with a singer you know. Because I guarantee there is someone in your life who is unknowingly destroying their voice with the wrong habits, and they have no idea. Your voice is one of the most extraordinary things about you. Protect it like it matters. Because it does. I will see you in the next one.